Okay, for the next presentation, we will have another team, Mr. Mumuni Mohammed Tando and Mr. Idrisu Ibrahim and Mr. Diaka Babokar. They will present about women empowerment through creation of sustainable livelihood, the case of Wa West District in Ghana. Mr. Mumuni Mohammed Tando will present. Please welcome him with a big round of applause.
Can I remove the mic? Okay. Oh, it's so stiff. Good afternoon, colleague students. Good afternoon, professors. In fact, this platform is intimidating. Let me first introduce our group. My name is Mumuni Mohammed Tando. My group members are Babouka Diatta from Senegal, Idrisu Ibrahim from Ghana. Let me also use the opportunity to acknowledge our professor in absentia, and then Sija. For the purpose of this academic work, our group's name is Heroes for Change. Oh, what's up? Okay. Our topic is women empowerment through the creation of sustainable livelihood, the case of Wa West District in the Upper West region of Ghana. We'll basically be referring to the project as WESSL Project. So that is the name. If you say it, I'll be referring to it as WESSL. That's the acronym for the project. Our outline is the background of the project, the WESSL project, why the WESSL project, and why Samuel Undon approach, the SWOT analysis, and then the content of the action plan and conclusion. Let me first give you a brief profile of Ghana. Ghana is a West African country that is located between latitude 4 degrees and 11.5 degrees north of the equator. In fact, Ghana geographically is said to be closer to the center of the world than any other country in the world. Do you know that? You don't know that, so that's news for you. The total land area is 238,535 square kilometers. We have a total population of 27.4 million. The main occupation is agriculture. We have a GNA per capita of 1,381, and then a GNA per capita of male to be 4,137, and then a GNA per capita of female to be $2,936.7, and then we have a GNI index of 42.7. If you look at the earnings of the male as compared to female, you will realize that there is a great disparity in terms of income distribution. So this is how the female is being fares in the Ghanaian society. The background of the project. Ghana's agricultural sector is dominated by female entrepreneurs. A record from the Ghana Statistical Service indicate that over 50% of Ghana's labor force is dominated by women. However, these women are self-employed in the informal sector on their own. Despite these great contributions by these great women, their livelihoods are often under threat because of sociocultural factors. And the shea butter industry has always given them an opportunity to obtain some sort of livelihood. They obtain fresh shea fruit from the tree for sale. They also obtain charcoal from the tree. Even with this sector, these women are robbed off from the gain of their fruit as a result of the activities of middlemen, and also for the fact that they lack the capacities to produce quality shea butter to satisfy the needs of their clientele. It is in view of this that the Wesley project is designed to harness local resources to give support to these women. What is the Wesley project? The Wesley project basically is an intervention that seeks to provide skill training in shea butter for the women to sharpen their skill, and also provide production facilities to enhance their capacity to be able to meet the needs of their clientele. The Wesley project also intends to strengthen the shea butter industry as a way of bolstering the female entrepreneurship in the sector, with which they can overcome their challenges and for economic survival. Why the Wesley project? The Wesley project is necessitated by the fact that the project area, which is Wa West District, has gained notoriety by topping the poverty map in Ghana for 2 consecutive times. Just take a look of this table to give you a clearer picture of the poverty, the incidence of poverty and depth of poverty in the project area. This is the poverty and inequality estimates of the Upper West region. The poverty head count for the district, Wa West, is 92.4. You can see that it tops the table, and the poverty debt is 59.0. The poverty debt means that how farther the very core poor is from the poverty threshold. And the severity of poverty is 4.1, and the total estimated number of poor persons in the village or in the district is 74,297 out of a total of 80,382. It means virtually everybody is living under the poverty line of 1 Ghana cedi, 314 pesos. So this is how dire the situation is. Take a look at these pictures. These are not just ordinary pictures. These pictures were pulled from the profile of the district. You can see these are sad situations for this particular community. These are the poverty incidence map and then the poverty death map, respectively. The more concentrated the color, the more deeper the poverty incidence. And you can see Wa West District has more deep colors than all the district. That's how bad the situation is. Now, the application of Samuel Undon. Looking at the poverty situation in the district, it is obvious that several poverty reduction strategies have been implemented in the district. Unfortunately, virtually all of them have failed to deliver to their object because of minimal participation of stakeholders. So there is therefore the need to adopt and implement a policy that is capable of enlisting stakeholder participation. And no doubt, Samuel Undon is the winning formula. It is capable of reducing poverty. For example, in the 1970s, it was able to reduce poverty from 27.9% to 10.8% in less than a decade. That should be a miracle. So the project, therefore, seeks to adopt and draw benefit and lessons from this unique model to help the women to overcome their challenges. the Samoa London extols three major universal principles. I call them universal because they are capable of solving every problem that is confronted by human beings if we adopt these policies: self-help, diligence, and cooperation. And these are the three key values that we will be instilling in this woman. And as we know, during the Samoa London, women who were in such situation were mobilized and given economic opportunity to engage in group savings and then skill training and other forms of economic activity. So that is what the project intends to do. The action plan. I must underscore that the action plan is categorized into three phases. The first phase we call the foundation and groundwork. The second phase we call self-help and development. And then the third phase we call self-reliance stage. I will walk you through the stages. Let me briefly introduce the project area. The project area is the Wa West District. It has a total population of 68,600 inhabitants. Out of this, 51.5 is the female population, and then 49.5 is the male population. The main activity is agriculture. Now, the strengths of the SWOT analysis. As typical of any Samoa projects, we did a SWOT analysis taking into consideration three key benchmarks which were usually used to assess Samoa projects. One, we considered the scale of the project. Secondly, we also considered the cost effectiveness of the project. And lastly, we considered the sustainability of the project. These three key benchmarks are very critical for any Samoa project to succeed. And we realized that the project presents enormous strengths and opportunities and less weaknesses and strengths. These were some of the strengths. It is in line with government poverty reduction strategy. That's what we call GPRS 2. There is also existing knowledge in shea butter extraction. Traditionally, the women are able to extract through the traditional means. Unfortunately, it yields low-quality products. Then the women are also willing to participate in the project because of the economic benefit they will derive from the project. Then the attention of government and other development partners are also on the shea industry because it's an emerging industry. Then the project also has the capacity to increase the income of the people, to reduce poverty. The opportunities are the shea tax sector is growing fast, and government policy favors such as SADA, Savannah Accelerated Development Authority, then GPRS-1, and the Northern Rural Growth Program. Then previous interventions have also increased the interest of the people. They believe that they can make do with the project. Then the availability of ready market, both domestic and then international market. Notable of this is the American Shea Institute. Then we also have a high presence of shea trees in the district. The weaknesses that the analysis presents were the shea nuts are seasonal products, and they are not available for all year-round production. And there's also low techniques as far as standards in the shea industry are concerned. The women do not have those skills. Then threats, felling of shea trees for charcoal. And then there's also fluctuation of the prices of shea butter. These are shea fruits and then the products. Now, the snapshots of the project. The vision of the project is to improve the livelihood support of vulnerable groups and their families in the Wochao district in the Upper West region. The mission is to reduce the incidence of poverty among vulnerable groups through the creation of sustainable livelihood to free them from the vicious cycle of poverty. The project has four main objectives. One, to create alternative livelihood for vulnerable women through skill training in shea butter extraction for income increase. It's also to transform the mindset of beneficiaries through Samoa education, with which they will be able to act together to overcome poverty. Then the project also aims to enhance the living environment of the people and also champion the preservation of shea trees. Last but not the least of the objectives is to address the gender differential issues that affect the well-being of the women in the district. Now, the scope of the project covers 300 women, mostly widows who are between the ages of 18 and then 45. The project duration is 3 years. The estimated cost of the project is $18,000. The details are contained in the budget. Then the management team are myself, Ibrahim, and then Babu Kadiata. The partners are the District Assembly, which is the administration body, Kwaika, CAD, which is a local NGO, and then the project staff, community, and then the beneficiaries. This is the framework of the project. It's the blue colors depicts the strategies, and then the yellow colors depicts the actions. I will talk to them in detail. Now, the first phase, which is the foundation and groundwork, the strategy is the formation of Samol Women Group. Just as the name suggests, the strategy is formation of Samol Women Group. So we are going to organize the women and put them into groups, and this will serve as the foundation for mobilizing critical resources for the implementation of the project. Then the action are clustering of the women. The women will be put into 10 groups, 30 groups per each for easy group management. Then another action under this is ignition of Samol spirit for mindset change, that's self-help and diligence. The women will also, there will be a workshop, routine Samol education workshop to instill in the women the spirit of self-help and diligence with which they can overcome their challenges. Then selection of Samol leaders. There will be 3 women from each group who shall coordinate and manage the activities of the group. Then there will also be a 5-member development committee which shall be responsible for the overall coordination of the project. Then the phase 2, which is self-help and development. The strategy is Samol alternative livelihood support. Here, emphasis is placed on provision of production infrastructure. This used to be the manual production of shea butter, which actually yields low-quality products and has even put most of the women out of business. So this is what we intend to create. We intend to establish a shea butter extraction center equipped with these facilities to enhance the capacities of the women to be able to produce. Then the action 2, skill training in shea butter. The women do not have adequate skills, so we are going to sharpen their skills through an in-service training so that they will be able to meet the needs of their clientele. Then the phase 3, attainment of self-help and reliance, income increase project. We are going to assist the women to implement some more self-help saving. This will help them to develop the culture of saving and also help them to be able to raise critical resources to set up parallel businesses to sustain their families. Then action 2, capacity building of women through some more adult literacy. We also intend to give them adult literacy program to sharpen their skills in numeracy so that they can adequately manage the project and also be able to communicate with their partners. Then action 3, advocacy workshop for elimination of gender discrimination. As I hinted earlier, one of the reasons why poverty, the incidence of poverty is deep among women is because of cultural issues. So we are going to launch a campaign to bring stakeholder attention to the matter for lasting solution. So campaign for improvement in environment. We are also going to organize a monthly Samoa cleanup to instill in the people the need for cleanliness. This will help them to overcome common diseases like malaria, cholera, and others that attack and kill them. Then campaign for preservation of shea trees. The shea tree is often referred to as the gold for the rural woman. But unfortunately, this tree is being depleted. So we are going to launch a campaign dubbed Operation Save the Shea Tree under the theme, The Shea Tree, the Cry of the Ghanaian Woman. The shea tree, not just a tree, but the cry of the rural woman. Sustainability plan. The project is the project will heavily draw on the rich experience of CAD and then its development partners. It will also adopt a participatory approach, and then we also hope to work with ShareNet Ghana to get appropriate market for the product. Because shea butter is not also available for all year round, we are going to engage in what we call stock piling. So we'll buy the product and store. Work plan. These are the activities that we shall be undertaking throughout. So for the first quarter, these are the activities we'll be doing. The second quarter, these are the activities. The third quarter, these are the activities that we'll be doing. Project expected outcomes. It is expected that...
please make a conclusion.
Okay. These are the project outcomes. It is our hope that when the project is implemented, it will help the women to overcome their common challenges. We also hope that when the project is implemented, it will help bring the attention of stakeholders to the issue of gender discrimination in the district so that the women can have a decent living. Just like Mandela said, poverty is not natural. It is created by men. We can overcome it if we embrace the values of Samuel: cooperation, diligence, and then self-help. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This team focused on women empowerment through the creation of sustainable livelihood in the case of Wa West district in Ghana. Especially, they paid attention on the shea industry that has much potentials to offer, contribute to elevating poverty issue. Especially, their main goal is to benefit 300 vulnerable women groups that include widows, teenage mothers, and jobless women between the age of 18 to 45. And they also suggest many good strategies and actions. So, do you have any question for this action plan? Okay, I think Stella first. Okay, Stella second. Okay.
Thank you so much for your presentation. It was very nice and insightful. But I want to know, you talk so much about mindset change, bringing in equipment and improving their skills, but you didn't go into details about how you're going to develop the market for the shea butter. Because if you improve their skills, these are poor, literate people. They are going to start making production. And if they start making the production and you have excess product in the market, how do you tend to market these products?
Thank you, Stella. Good question, deserves a good answer. If you look at our SWOT analysis, we indicated that one of the potentials in the sector is that there is available market for the product. So as for market, it's settled, it's a done deal. There is available market. In fact, the women are not even able to meet the needs of their clientele because one, they lack the production capacity and they do not have adequate skills to produce to meet the standards of their clientele. So that is what our main target is. As for market, done deal. Thank you.
Okay, because
I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. Because of time limitation, we will only have one more question. Okay, two. Okay, there first. Yeah.
Thank you for your comprehensive presentation. Actually, I have the same question with Stella, but your answer is like not clarify my let's say questions. And you can say just like the market is there and the woman cannot meet the requirement. You need someone in the between to connect the market with the woman group. So could you please like clarify a little bit about this?
Okay. Even if you look at my conclusion, I stated that we are going to enter into collaboration with Share Nuts Ghana. This is a large organization that dictates the rules for the share nut industry in Ghana. So we are going to liaise with them to establish the market. But we haven't just woken up to develop the project. We actually did a feasibility studies about it. When clients want the product, they even have to place order ahead for the woman to get the product for them. So people in America will transfer monies through middlemen to place order for the product. So as for the market, we are aware it's available, unless, of course, you say that feasibility studies doesn't give you any clue to whatever you are doing. We have done the feasibility studies, and that is the true story we are telling you. There is a market available.
So in this case, you should ask them to participate in the project at the very first stage of the project, because the output is like something very important, and it can affect the success and the sustainability of the project. Have you thought about the contract farming operations to find some company and contract with the farmer group?
Okay,
to sustain it?
I think the discussion is pretty tough, so maybe it asks a kind of a long discussion. So let's move on to the next question. Please understand, we have a time limitation.
Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for presentation, Mr. Tando. Actually, I have two questions for you. The first question is concerning how. Actually, the how issue was totally lacking. You talked of igniting mindset change, but you didn't tell us how you are going to promote or ignite mindset change in your project. Marketing has been mentioned about. You also talked of training, but you are not telling us actually who are the stakeholders in this training, who are going to train. You talked of promoting adult literacy, but how are you going to do it? Then the second question, you talked of targeting women between the age of 15 to 45 years, and maybe some widows. But when you analyze well in Africa now, the most vulnerable people are actually the elderly. Now, if your project is only targeting 15 to 45 who are still strong, hardworking, to benefit from the project, my question is, what about those who are above 45? These 65, 80 years women who are not cared for. They are very vulnerable. They don't have water. I think that's a project would be helping such people so that they get something, or they get to know what to do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think I have actually indicated the how. For example, Small Mindset, I said we are going to organize a routine Small workshop, okay, to be led by an expert in Small London to instill in the people the 3 key principles of Small. I actually did that. I said through a workshop. So a workshop is the how, okay? Then we are also talking about the women being the age distant. For every project, there is a criteria. And why we did that is we were informed by our feasibility studies that this is the age brackets that are have people, they are economically active, and they have people who are behind them. So if we empower such people, if he has an 80-year-old mother sitting in their house who cannot actively engage in anything, there will be a trickle-down effect to the woman. That is why we are targeting the economically active group that can actually make direct use of the project to provide livelihood for those people who are dependent on them. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please give him another round of applause. Thank you.